When it comes to Greek mythology, the original Clash of the Titans from 1981, in my experience, in my opinion, of any other Greek mythology film, this has got to be the best one ever, in my opinion. You have the two headed wolf, the Medusa, the Kraken, and giant scorpions, and more. It's basically based on the stories from Greek mythology. It's one of the best heroic of sword and sorcery fights. They should have made a video game about it. I really love everything about this movie. The adventure, the acting, the sound quality, of the movie, the soundtrack. It's the best from Ray Harryhausen inventions. Afterwards, he retired. And many movies at that time in 1980s began very different. Of course, every movie deserves its own credit because there are some good movies and there are some other great movies, and there are movies like this that, in my experience, in my opinion, it's perfection. Not only do I own this on two versions of VHS, I also own it on DVD and Blu-ray. The story revolves around Perseus saving Andromeda. When the story begins, Perseus and his mother are condemned into the sea by the king of Argos, who is ashamed to have Perseus as the mortal son of the god Zeus. Then, when Zeus gets that mad, he says, "Let loose the Kraken." And when the city is destroyed by the Kraken, everyone dies. And then that's just the beginning of the story. Next, Zeus takes his anger on the goddess Thetis' son, Calibos, because he hunted down and killed all his flying horses. So eventually, then he is turned into a hideous monster. Zeus didn't kill him, but he just turned him into a hideous monster. He was supposed to marry the princess, and then the marriage is basically torn apart, and he had to live in the swamp area with some other savages. And that is where the story slowly gets really interesting, much more. So Perseus is using the gifts from the gods that Zeus has ordered to give to him. A helmet that makes him invisible, a strong shield that helps him on his quest, and a sword which is so sharp it can cut down a tree and slice through solid marble without leaving a single mark on the blade. To cut a long story short, then when they are supposed to get married because he solved the riddle that Calibos uses when he used to curse Andromeda, the curse is off, so he didn't kill Calibos at first, so he gave him a chance. But then Andromeda and Perseus are supposed to get married. Queen Cassiopeia has to comment that her daughter is more beautiful than the goddess Thetis. She's already pissed off that they chopped off her son's hand, so I guess then that's why she got so angry. And then when they have no choice, they go to the temple of the three old blind witches that share an eye, that tells Perseus what to do, that he has to go to Medusa's lair. So this is Medusa here in the picture of the cover of the movie. as you can see. So once he kills Medusa, chops off her head, he fights a bunch of scorpions, manages to get back all by himself in one piece. He faces the Kraken, uses Medusa's head to turn him into stone, and then he becomes shown himself as a true hero. He wins. The god Zeus is more happier, and the goddess Thetis had learned her lesson elsewhere, and that is, my friends, how the story goes. Normally, I noticed that when the prince and the princess are going to be reunited, that's just the beginning and the end of the story. So, before he goes into the three old blind witches, that's where the movie gets more exciting. I don't have any complaints about this movie whatsoever. I really enjoyed it. I still enjoy it till this day. And I have to say, this was something truly magical. Of course, there was the remake in 2010. At first, I thought it was going to be much better, but then, hey, let's put it this way. You can't beat the charm of the original. It was good in a way. The story kind of got mixed up, but hey, it was good for what it is. But obviously the original one from 1981 is the best. And there is nothing that, not a single mark that of the movie that I have to complain about. This is total perfection. One of the best movies I've ever had to experience. My name is Sean. Thanks for watching.